beer tubers, welcome back to Maxwell Starr's Beer Reviews. Tonight we're going to take a look. You're not going to knock over the tripod, are you?
No, Diego, stay away from the tripod. Here, you introduce the beer, I'm going to go grab my cat.
Alright. Well, he's right here.
Here, I'll distract you.
Okay, so welcome back to Maxwell Starr's Beer Reviews. Heist Almighty special guest. Tonight we're going to take a look at one of the beers sent to me by none other than BrewByMe, and it's one of the beers that I put on my 150th episode's bucket list. Beers that I want to try before I kick the bucket. And in this case, it is the Rauchbier, the definitive Rauchbier of its style, Aecht Schlenkerla Rauchbier Märzen. This one here is from Bamberg, Germany, I believe. Yeah, Bamberg, Germany. First mentioned in the year 1405. The historic Schlenkerla has been the source of a smoked beer for centuries. Following the most ancient brewing and malting traditions, selected barley is malted at the brewery and kilned over a fire of beechwood logs. Original Schlenkerla smoked beer is a dark bottom fermented beer with a intense smoky aroma and flavor. So it's actually a lager.
Yep.
Yeah, well, Märzen. So let's take a look at this. It's got that awesome little, almost like the wax stamp kind of look onto the logo on the cap, where it's a guy drinking a beer with a cane.
Appropriate.
Yes. Cool. So I've had two Rauchbier style beers before. I had a smoked red from BrewByMe, and I had a Samuel Adams Bonfire Rauchbier, which for a Rauchbier I've heard is rather mild, but it was still quite delicious. Ooh, look at that. Okay. Unless you want me to pour it for you.
Nope, I'm good.
Wow. It's almost like a cola brown color to it, maybe a little bit more orangey.
You can get the rest.
Lots of head.
Poured mine a little more conservatively. It didn't foam up quite so much.
I could always be more aggressive with your pour here. There you go. Now you have some head look good.
Here, keep you away from the tripod now.
Okay, this is the cute little nuisance that's been bugging around the tripod the last couple of videos.
He loves everything and everyone.
He likes rubbing up against the leg of the tripod, which is the flimsy little Vivitar tripod. It's broken. So, looking at this one, it looks like the head's dying off a little. It's starting to... The bubbles in it are getting bigger rather than, you know, actually dying flat down, but... Ooh, Gary?
Yeah, he's fine. He just doesn't like being picked up, so he screams.
That looks like root beer, doesn't it?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
It really does kind of have an A&W sort of feel to it.
Like a Rauchbier is a... the malt in the Rauchbier has been, like, dry kiln straight over a fire, so yeah, it imparts like a smoky kind of flavor and taste and aroma into the product it's made from. And in this case, this is a Märzen made with smoked malts. So
yeah, the Rauchbier, the Bonfire from Sam's.
That was damn tasty.
See, normally Max and I agree on a great many things, but
you didn't like the
Bonfire and the AMB. I found it kind of
the AMB was horrible.
I found them kind of like drinking bacon, which sounds good in principle, but in actual practice was kind of disgusting. So hopefully the ideal form of the style will win me back over with these pale North American knockoffs.
Well, I mean, I thought Bonfire Rauchbier was good, but it was it was very mild in the smokiness. Whatever.
Yeah.
On the other hand, the AMB was incredibly bad. Anyway, let's see what this one's like.
Bacon.
It does. Well, it's a little bit more. The sweetness comes out in the smell rather than just smoke.
Yeah.
It almost smells like bonfire. It's like wood smoke almost.
It does kind of smell like an old campfire.
It does smell like an old campfire or a wood stove you might have in your basement, like my parents' place. That wood stove there with all the ash and the smoke.
And the old black iron.
Exactly. It's unique. It's not as bad smelling as that A&B was.
This would go great with my out of this world space age moon waffles.
Space age moon sausages. Don't forget it's a Märzen. All right.
Caramels, liquid smoke, waffle batter.
Oh, that's from Simpsons, isn't it?
It is.
Oh.
I'm sure
Copyright.
someone got it before you did, but anyway, want
Yeah,
to try
yeah,
this?
whatever. Let's give it a set.
Well, it tastes less like bacon than it smells.
Still very smoky in the front and the roof of the mouth.
The operative word here being less.
Not as smoky. More smoky, I find, than the Sam Adams Bonfire Rauchbier.
I find the smoky in this, while strong, isn't as, what's the word I'm looking for here? Cheap tasting.
Yeah, exactly. This tastes more natural.
This tastes like something that might have actually been smoked over a real wood fire.
It's got that smoke taste, but it doesn't taste bad. It tastes like almost like you got a breath of smoke into your face. Like say you like the wind turns into your face and you're like
okay, yeah,
fire.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, you got to accidentally got a breath of it.
Yeah,
it gives you that kind of impression.
This tastes more like you know, the smell of like a hot dog roasting over a bonfire as the wind turns into your face, more than like liquid smoke.
Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah, this is actually, I don't mind it. It's kind of not quite as sweet, or it's a little watery for on the Märzen side of things, as what I was expecting. But as for that smoke taste, that tastes like a good amount, the good kind of smoke in a beer.
Well, the body on it I find is fine. It's got all those little tiny bubbles in it, which kind of make it feel lighter than it actually is. I think if we let it go flat, you'd find the body was
way down
quite medium to heavy. But
yeah, but what I mean is like it tastes almost a little thin. It's not as sweet as I expected. The malt taste doesn't come out as much, and it could be partially because it's masked. It's not as sweet either. It could be masked by the smoke.
I think the sweetness is definitely masked by the smoke. I'm a little bit thankful that neither one of those things got way out of line.
Yes.
Because this could have ended up
being bad,
going someplace really bizarre.
Well, and just like the AMB.
Just like the AMB.
I ended up dumping that one down the sun.
Yeah, this is not terrible like that was.
But that tastes like a good Märzen with smoke with a little smoke on it, and it tastes like it's supposed to be that way, not liquid smoke. All right, let's sit down with this one and come back with some thoughts. Be right back. And we're back with Diego the Cat. Wait, sorry, Aecht Schlenkerla's Märzen Rauchbier. So, I think I already know what you think, but what do you think of this beer?
Well, the cat heard me comparing it to smoked fish, and he was all over that.
That's probably why he's hanging around. He heard the word fish.
He heard the word fish. Go the other way. Don't go back toward the tripod. Damn.
I know that Samus ends up like coming towards me or practically mauling me in the kitchen whenever I open up a can of something.
Doesn't matter if it's peas or if it's tuna.
I opened up a can of mushrooms for a stir fry I had the other night, and Samus comes barreling into the kitchen with meow. And I say, no tuna, and just walks away dejected. So, anyway, what do you think?
So, well, yeah, if you can imagine what smoked fish tastes like without the fish.
You subtract the fish flavor.
If you subtract the fish flavor, I think that's pretty much what this would taste like. The smoke in this tastes a lot more natural and a lot more balanced than some of the North American imitators, I think is what I will settle on calling them. The imitators have taken the one-trick pony and beaten it to death, but... Or
at least they don't know how to make the pony do proper tricks.
Yeah, it's just kind of doing its thing, and anyway, it's not a coherent act. This kind of makes more sense together than they did. That being told, I'm still not sure how I feel about drinking smoke.
As far as a Rauchbier is, I gotta give credit to that smoke flavor. Like, if you like that kind of thing, that smokiness is perfect. It's well done, tastes natural, and it's subtle enough that it doesn't bother you. I'm not getting that smoked fish kind of thing from you.
I mean,
I actually don't mind the smoke.
The smoke is strong, but it's not overpowering. It's not the only
it's
thing
awful
I taste.
Like, as far as smokiness, it's an awful lot like Pump House and Scotch Ale. Excuse me.
I don't like that either.
Well, there you go. See, some people do. But as far as smokiness, I mean, if you like the smoke...
My uncle called the Pump House Scotch the worst thing he'd ever drank.
I didn't think it was that bad. It's just not my personal preference.
I didn't think it was the worst
I'm not
thing
really
I
a huge
drank.
fan of smoky beers, but I've always been interested in trying this one just because it sounds so unique. And I'm glad I got the chance to try this. Like, as soon as I heard of it, I mean, I had a couple of smoky beers and I'm like, Yeah, thinking about that, and then I look up the definition of Rauchbier on Wikipedia, and this is what's pictured. But
if we had enough of this, I think a fun experiment would be to mix Rauchbier with an ice beer.
Smoking fire and ice.
Fire and ice.
Ha ha ha.
No, I think it would be interesting, but
it smells. The thing is as far as what this Rauchbier is built upon, like which is supposed to be a Märzen, when you take a look at the Märzen aspects of this, it's a rather tame Märzen. It's not. I mean, it does have that little bit of fruity sweetness that a Märzen has, and it's got that earthy bitterness, but it's rather mild.
Well, when you're gonna put this, the dog and pony show, the smoke over top of it, do you really want the Märzen to outshine the smoke?
Not really. I mean, I just get the feeling that somebody could probably do this better. But this is still really good in my opinion. I like this better than the Sam Adams Bonfire Rauchbier, but could just be because it's the authentic kind of Rauchbier. So, what would you give this a rating?
My rating is not going to reflect the actual quality of this beer. It's going to reflect my
Your personal opinion.
my personal taste and opinion. I think I'm going to have to give it a 3.
3 is fair. If it's not your kind of beer, then you're not going to enjoy it, and that's. I mean, we're not here to give everybody's opinion of the beer. We're not here to give the same opinion together on the.
I'm not here to judge these guys,
yeah,
but at the same time, I am going to assign them a number from
I understand why this might be to some people the biggest treat and the biggest favorite thing on earth. I like it better than Bonfire Rauchbier from Sam Adams, and in that respect, I think I'm going to give it the same rating I gave that, which is a 4 out of 5, because I still enjoyed it, but I think it could be better.
If you've ever thought to yourself, you know what I'd like? Bacon soda.
Bacon soda. You know what? I got to say though, they don't have to make a bacon beer, because somebody already did.
Oh yeah, there's like a full English breakfast beer. Like you can get like eggs and bacon beer. It sounds disgusting, but it's reviewed very well. New.
Yeah, but I'm like, if you want a beer that tastes like the most sacred of meats, this is it. Or at least something similar. This isn't really bacony so much as it's whatever.
Just smoky. Could be ham,
Yeah.
could be fish. You don't know.
It's tasty. So 4 out of 5 for me, 3 out of 5 for Heist Almighty, and that was Schlenkerla Rauchbier from Märzen. Very special thanks goes out to Dale, aka BrewByMe. Thank you for sending me this bottle. We really enjoyed it, even if Heist Almighty thought it tastes like smoked fish without the fish. Right. Anyway, we'll talk to you later. Cheers.